Hey, Jim Malone here from njhypno.com. Thanks for tuning in. This video is part of a series of materials I've been putting together for people like yourself who maybe could use a little help in dealing with the stress and the uncertainty of our current pandemic situation. And our topic today has to do with disrupted biorhythms. I've been hearing from a lot of people. I personally have experienced a bit of this myself with disrupted sleep, maybe sleeping the day away, getting little or nothing done. And it's perfectly understandable because you see, a lot of our behaviors are unconsciously driven by one event leading to another. For example, let's say you have a regular work schedule Monday 9 through 5. Well, maybe after you do your day's work, you know that after work I usually, go for a walk or go to the gym, and then I go home and eat, and then I maybe watch some TV, and then I know around 11 o'clock I need to go to bed because I got to get up at 7 and start the whole process again. And then the weekend maybe has a different rhythm to it. But all those behaviors are like one's kind of leading to another. Well, if the restrictions have pretty much taken away the job or the school routine, it can kind of feel adrift or, without an anchor. So I'd like to give you a few tips that may help you cope with this. The first one is make sure you're getting out daily in the sunlight, especially if you're not sleeping well first thing in the morning. Even if you didn't sleep really well at night, you might want to consider setting an alarm and getting yourself out. Even sitting by an open window would be better than nothing. Why is that? Well, full spectrum sunlight stimulates the optic nerve, which in turn works on the brain structures that regulate sleeping and waking. And when you're not getting any sunlight, that tends to go askew. So that's a very simple thing you can do. Get out and make sure you get some sunlight. Another one is limiting the amount of time you're spending on social media or watching those 24-hour cable news stations. Why is that? Well, first of all, chances are you're not going to learn anything at this point that you don't already know or need to know. We know, you got to wash your hands, you've got to social distance, certain situations you need to wear a mask, and so on. But if you're taking in a constant diet of this media product, most of it is negative. And we know the subconscious mind doesn't get the difference between real and vividly imagined. So when they're painting all these terrible scenarios, your body starts to respond as if something really bad was going on. It releases those stress hormones, which lead to inflammation. You feel kind of crummy. It can disrupt your sleep, as well as lower your immunity, which is something we don't want to do right now. So you maybe check in every day, but I would suggest severely curtailing that. And the third one has to do with finding motivation when you don't really feel it. And this is a strategy that we frequently use with weight loss clients, because very often for them, getting more motion in their daily life is part of their success plan. So we know it's really easy, especially when you're out of shape, to go, you know what, I know I'm supposed to walk X amount of minutes today, but it's too hot or it's too cold, it's too late, on and on. I just don't feel like it. So what we suggest is that when you catch yourself procrastinating, take your goal and shrink it down to something you possibly couldn't fail at, like 30 seconds of walking, let's say it's exercise. Go down the end of the driveway, slap your mailbox, come back, you're done. Why would that be a strategy? Well, the thing is once you get started, chances are you'll do more. And at the very least, you started to chip away at that habit of procrastination. And this isn't limited to exercise. Let's say you wanted to start reading some better books. But I don't feel like it. Get your book. You can commit to reading a paragraph. How long is that going to take you? Once again, you got started doing something productive. And the way this was explained to me many years ago was that the human mind, or experience, I think is a better way to phrase it, is that we have thoughts, we have feelings, and we have behaviors or actions. Now, we can, to some degree, influence our thoughts with practices like affirmations, self-hypnosis. Some people go for cognitive behavioral therapy. It can be very helpful. So we can influence thoughts. Now, we don't have a lot of direct influence over feelings. They're usually the byproduct of what we're thinking and what we're doing. But when we get to action, we have a lot of control over that. And the reason I'd encourage you to just take a positive step, even if it's something really small, is a lot of times folks, the excuse for not taking action is, I just don't feel like it right now. Well, if you wait for the feelings to change, you might be waiting a really long time. But if you take some action, guess what? Often the feelings start following you, following the new pattern. And it's like the old saying about putting the cart before the horse. Take the action, and very often the feelings will follow. So I hope you found that helpful. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share it on your social media. Consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. And if you have any questions or comments, including learning more about how we could possibly work one-to-one, I'm currently doing phone and video sessions that you might be interested in. But just head over to njhypno.com. My contact info is there, and I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. But most importantly, take good care of yourself. Hope to hear from you soon. Have the best day you can. Bye now.